Brexit, must focus trade on CPTPP regions, says Habib. Sign up for latest news plus tips to save money and the environment. Subscribe. When you subscribe, we will use the information you provide to send you these newsletters. Sometimes they'll include recommendations for other related newsletters or services we offer. Our privacy notice explains more about how we use your data and your rights. You can unsubscribe at any time. The is entering a new chapter outside of the EU after 10 straight talks with Brussels last year. The Brexit deal is still a contentious issue, however, as the EU last week rejected the government's calls to withdraw the Brexit deal's Northern Ireland protocol. European Commission's Vice President, Markus Šefčovič, said there have been teething problems over the implementation of the protocol in a letter to Cabinet Minister Michael Gove, but added that it was now our mutually agreed legal obligation. Switzerland is also enduring its own political dispute with Brussels as the two parties negotiate an institutional framework agreement. Negotiations for the partnership began in 2014, but are still to reach a formal conclusion. This process has been marred by fallout over stock markets after the EU chose not to recognize Switzerland's equivalence in 201. With both countries sharing a Eurosceptic outlook, the EU and Switzerland have the potential to cooperate closely, Mr. Johnson argued in 2012. Then London Mayor, Mr. Johnson said a Britzerland alliance outside the European Union which would enjoy free trade with the Eurozone, and have a say in negotiating the conditions of this trade arrangement, but which wouldn't have to sign up to any of Brussels' plans for further integration. The Swiss and British governments announced last month that formal talks with Bern had commenced in a bid to broker a new post-Brexit financial services agreement. The Treasury said the talks would see the two sides try to deliver a comprehensive mutual recognition agreement that would reduce costs and barriers for firms accessing the Swiss market. Chancellor Rishi Sunak also heralded the potential New Deal, saying, "The EU and Switzerland are both global financial centers, with a shared commitment to high standards of regulation, market integrity and investor protection." Our ambition is to deliver one of the most comprehensive agreements of its kind in financial services as part of our plan to seize new opportunities in the global economy now we have left the EU. During Switzerland's tense talks with the EU in 201, Guy Parmelin, who is now Swiss Prime Minister, said his country would turn to Britain if the EU maintained its dogmatic approach. Switzerland and the EU have a long history of political disputes. In 24 years before the would have a similar vote, Switzerland held a referendum to decide whether the country should join the European Economic Area, EEA. The Swiss government had already started its application process for EU membership that year. The results sent shockwaves through Europe, as 50.3% voted against the idea of joining the EEA, leaving the EU's hopes of expansion in tatters. Despite the country's apparent opposition to increased integration with Europe, Switzerland and the EU started negotiations for a special relationship outside the EEA in 2014. years of talks, Switzerland cancelled its application just a week before the voted to leave the bloc.